Why play Karthus Jungle? Well, he clears the jungle incredibly fast. He brings insane amounts of damage. His ability to requiem people globally is terrifying, and he's a monster in the late game. However, he does have a weak early game where he needs to farm hard, and he has no mobility, relying on his team to start fights for him. Karthus' passive activates when he dies. After dying, he becomes a spirit, unable to move from where he died, but able to cast abilities for 7 seconds. Many Karthuses will wait for this to use their ultimate as it can't be interrupted. Karthus' Q targets an area, and after a short delay, that area will explode, dealing damage. This will damage all enemies hit by this. However, if it hits just one enemy, it will deal double damage. You can absolutely spam this ability as it's on a 1-second cooldown. Karthus' W creates a wall for 5 seconds. Enemies that pass through this lose 15% magic resist and are slowed. Karthus' E has a passive where after killing a unit, he regains a chunk of mana. The active is an ability you can toggle on and off. When toggled on, he creates an area around him which deals damage to all enemies within. Karthus' ultimate is amazing. After a 3-second channel, Karthus will deal damage to all enemy champions on the map. This is a global ability with solid damage and great AP scaling, and is a brilliant way to finish off entire teams. For combos, you want to start with W to reduce their magic resist and slow. After this, put your E on and then spam them with Qs and auto attacks. Always make sure to still be auto attacking. It's very easy as Karthus to forget this and just be using Qs, where you will miss out on some damage. For Masteries, take this. It gives you all the damage and gold you need. For build order, start Blue Knife refillable before getting a Leandries and tier 2 boots. After this, get a Zhonya's if needed, or a Shadow Flame and Hat for more damage. Follow these up with any of these as needed. For skill order, start Q, then E, then take a second point in Q before taking W. After this, max Q, then E, then W, taking ult whenever you can. For summoners, Smite and Exhaust actually works really well with Karthus, but Flash and Smite still works too. Starting the game, you're looking to farm hard. In almost every situation, you want to do a full jungle clear. Most often, you'll want to start at blue before clearing the entire blue side before moving down to Raptors and then taking everything else. Following this, look to contest Scuttle Crab. If you can do all of this safely, it sets you up very well. From this point, you can back and buy before clearing the entire jungle again, or you can look to gank any lanes which are easy targets. As always, when ganking, consider the 3 main points of what CC does my team bring, what escapes does the enemy have, and where is the lane pushed to. With Karthus, you want to heavily prioritize your own team having CC as you don't bring much yourself. When ganking, you want to start with your wall to slow them before using E and then spamming as many Qs and auto attacks onto the target as possible. And then if your team has any locked out, it greatly assists you in getting more damage with your E and making sure your Qs land. For the mid game, you're still looking to farm hard, however you want to fight when your team's looking to. Where you do greatly benefit from farming, you are still amazing at team fights. Therefore, if your team's fighting, look to try and secure a pick with your ultimate, and convert this into neutral monsters, towers, and objectives. For late game team fights, you do not want to just suicide into the enemy team to get use of your passive. That would be a really dumb play. You want to play the backline mage, spamming out huge amounts of constant damage with your Qs and using your slow and E whenever someone gets too close. You do not want to use your ultimate while you're still able to get damage out with your Qs and your E. Instead, wait for the final 3 seconds of your passive when you're dead, or wait until a team fight is completely broken down to kill the survivors.